Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate it. Um, so today I wanted to talk about some security stuff, cybersecurity stuff. Yay! So I think at this point in time, we're all of the understanding that our information is basically out there. Most, if not all, of our data is accessible by anyone who knows how to find and look for these things, right? A lot of it is from collateral damage from like breaches and hacks and stuff. Some of it we inadvertently give away, some of it we give away on purpose, but the fact of the matter is it's there, it's out there. And I know none of us, or at least me, I'm not high profile enough for me to urgently or immediately be worried about this information being out there. But the fact that it is out there means that if someone wanted to find or look for me specifically, there are many ways that they can look for this information. So today I wanted to show you guys a couple of ways how if someone had your email address, what type of information could they find on you and how would they go about doing that. And also for yourself, if you want to regularly check what is out there about you, if there's anything you need to remove or change, make sure you can somewhat control what is out there about you and what people know about you. So we can call this part 1 of a possible series of videos. Let's just see how it goes. And a lot of things are going to be blurred out just because I don't want to accidentally like dox someone or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys 2 different ways you can see what information is connected to your email address. The first one is breach information, just because it seems like every 2 days we hear about a new company that got breached or hacked and stuff like that. It's kind of like a new reality, right? So that means that there are documents and lists and files out there that just have people's email addresses, passwords, login information, other information. And granted, it's mostly hidden behind stuff like you either need to pay for it or it's like deep in the scary parts of the web. But still, ultimately, again, it is accessible if someone is willing to go to those links to get that information. And again, I at least am not high profile enough for someone to go to those links to find that information, but you really never know, right? So there's a website called haveibeenpwned.com. It's basically, if you input an email address there, it can tell you if this email is part of any lists, any spam lists, any breaches for any like website and stuff like that. And then you can see if like maybe Twitter got breached and they say that your email address was part of that breach, you can go and change your password, because that almost always means that your password was a part of that breach. That means that if someone can find that file from that Twitter breach, they will be able to see your email address and that and your password for that site in plain sight. And that means that they can go log into Twitter as you and get into your account. So if you have a habit of reusing your passwords for different sites, that person basically has access to any other profiles that you use that email and password on. What if you use that email and password in your banking apps and stuff like that? Then they can get to your money, or they can get to apps like Uber, Mr. D, and stuff like that, where you have your card information saved in those apps, and you know how that goes. So it's very important to one, don't reuse your passwords. Secondly, make it hard enough to guess. Don't like your birthday and stuff like that. And also, if you find your email address as part of a breach list, make sure you change your password for that site. So this is someone's email address. So navigate to haveibeenpwned.com, and then I put this person's email address into that search bar. So as you can see, it's showing that this person has been a part of 6 breaches, or the email addresses are part of 6 lists, right? That first one there is from like an exposure where like 1.2 billion records were found. You can see it tells you what data was compromised. So in that first one, this person's email address, employer, geographical location, job titles, names, and phone numbers, as well as social media profiles were attached or were a part of that breach. That second one, LinkedIn was breached in 2016 May, and they got access to 164 million email addresses and passwords. If someone went and looked for this file, if it is available out there, they could find this person's email address and password. They could log into their LinkedIn, or they have their password to their LinkedIn basically. So this person needs to log into their LinkedIn and change that password, make sure it's not the same one that they were using from 2016, because that would be the password that is in that breach information. Then there's a Netlog one. Apparently it's a social networking site. I've never heard of it, but 49 million email addresses and passwords were found from that. So this person would need to go and check their Netlog account and make sure that they don't have the same password that they were using in 2018. That second last one is supposedly a list of email addresses and passwords from a combination of different data breaches that was found in a file called Penny Blanc. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but basically there's a file named that has 111 million email addresses and passwords in it. That last one is a spam list. So a spam list is just a list of emails that people who have like spam bots, spam botnets and whatnot can use in order to send out emails to people. So like those sexy singles in your emails, they probably got your email from a spam list or something like that. So this person needs to go into every single one of these applications where applicable and make sure that whatever information could be found in any of these files or any of these documents cannot be used against them. So if you change your password, if you implement multi-factor authentication and stuff like that, then essentially the password that they have there is useless. And if you have used that password in any other application, make sure that's changed as well. That makes that essentially useless. So another thing you can check if you have someone's email address is just Google. If you Google the email address, what comes up? Looks like there's nothing really there. Let's try putting it in double quotes. That email address, nothing. So that's good. It's not mentioned anyway like that in plain text on the internet. Let's see if we can find it in any PDF documents. Nope, no PDF. Any Word documents? No Word documents. Excel, probably not either. Maybe a log file. Can't find it in a log file. So that's good. So this is called Google Dorking. That's the basics of it. But there are different hacks, I guess, you can put into your search bar to tell Google where to look and what to look for specifically. So we were asking Google to see if that specific phrase in the quotes or that email address was mentioned in any PDF, Word documents, Excel documents and stuff like that. This could be a good way to find if like maybe your name is mentioned in any document or email address is mentioned in any document and stuff like that. So we couldn't find that email in anything like that on Google, which is a good thing. That means it's not like out there like in plain text. So the last thing I want to show you guys is a tool called Ghunt. So this is specifically if you use a Gmail email address. As you know, your Gmail or your Google account is connected to many other things, your Google Maps, YouTube, stuff like that, your calendar, your documents and all of that, your Google Drive. So there is a way to figure out what other applications this email address is connected to and what other information you can get from that. So if you have a Gmail, you can use Ghunt to find out if maybe this person has a YouTube channel. You can find out if this person has made any reviews on Google Maps and stuff like that. If they have a public calendar, which you should not have. I don't think I've seen anyone with a public calendar so far. If some of their documents in their Google Drive are public as well, you'll be able to see stuff like that as well. So it's a tool that you run in the terminal. You need to install Ghunt first, and then you just run the Python script, give it an email address, and then it'll tell you whether or not it found the account. So this one, it did find an account. For this, it gives you the name that the person the account belongs to, as well as their unique Google ID. Every account has a Google ID that's unique to that account. And then it'll tell you if it found a YouTube channel, Google Photos, a Google Maps profile for that person, as well as any documents or calendar that it could find that was public for that person. So as you can see, it didn't find a YouTube channel linked to that email address, but it did find a Google Maps profile, and this person has made 20 reviews on that profile. We will be able to navigate to that link and see what exactly those reviews were. I'll show you guys in a minute. But yeah, that person, you can see, made 20 reviews on their profile. This person very likely lives in the Randburg area. And then lastly, it could find a calendar for that email address, but that calendar is not public, which is a good thing, because if it was, you'd be able to tell like where this person would be at what time and stuff like that. So like I said, you will be able to navigate to the Google Maps link and see specifically what type of reviews this person has given. So you will be able to see the review, you'll be able to see the date of the review as well as the location. So as you can see, this person does live in the Randburg area, and you can see what places specifically they visited and what they thought of that places, what they said in those reviews. So this can give you an idea of maybe like what type of hobbies this person has, what types of places do they like to visit. Do they visit hotels a lot? Do they like, what kind of shops do they like, and stuff like that. And you can kind of build like a profile on them, basically what they like, what they don't like, where do they frequent, and stuff like that. So another thing that we found was a link to this person's Google Calendar. Obviously it said that it wasn't public, but let's see what the link says in any case. So it does tell you events from one or more calendars cannot be shown because you don't have permission to view them. So this person would have had to add you to their calendar in order for you to see that, which is a good thing. It's a private calendar. So that's the type of information you could get from Ghunt if you have a Gmail email address specifically. And yeah, that's all that I'm gonna show you guys for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see how this goes, and then I'll probably make other ones with other information because there's quite a lot. But thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or whatever, and I hope you enjoyed your day. Take care of yourselves. Hectic out here, and yeah, bye.